full moon over Sierra. After the show, the lights go down. Another rocky road leading nowhere, except back to a lonesome town.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Bob Guess, producer and host of OmnTV. And to my right,
I'm Ron Gagnon, your co-host this evening. And I'd like to say, welcome, Miss Georgia.
Miss Georgia is on our show, first half of our show. But before we actually start talking to her and the gentleman that's with her by the name of, God, how can I forget that name?
Snake?
Snake! That's Snake Rock. Slap my face.
Wait a minute.
No, just pull the wool over my eyes here. Okay. We're going to have a little intro to the young lady in particular before we actually start talking to her. And the gentleman that's going to be doing the intro is, I would say a young man because he is younger than I am, by the name of Dan Catullo. And I believe, well, I'm not going to tell you who he is, because he'll tell you who he is anyway, but I'm going to have Georgia and I'm going to have Snake tell us a little bit more about the gentleman. So, here's Dan Catullo introing Georgia.
Hi, I'm Georgia. I'm here in Orange County, California, and I'm shooting my music video for Alone With You. Oh. 1, 2, 3, woo!
Dan Catullo, and I'm the director for Georgia's new video for the single Alone With You. Day one of the shoot. We're here at the City Drive at DC3 headquarters, and today we're going to shoot all of Georgia's performance and close-ups inside the soundstage. We have a great team assembled for today. We brought Avi Cohen in to DP this, and I've worked with Avi on everything from Rage Against the Machine to TV commercials. I even brought in a great hair and makeup team for her. I brought Jenny Chu in to do her makeup, and Jenny's worked with everybody from Miley Cyrus and Adam Levine, Lady Gaga, so she's kind of a big shot makeup artist, which is pretty cool. So we're giving Georgia her day of glamour. So the concept today is we're going to do some high energy and more like glamorous type close-ups of her singing the song and performing. We're going to try a couple different looks, one with a white background, one with a black background, and we're going to try a bunch of different things, blowing hair in her hair, and having her hair slick back. And then next week we all go to Cleveland, and we're going to go to her hometown, and we're going to shoot all the acting scenes and the party scenes.
In a crowded room, now you're wondering why. I started to go to Snake for guitar lessons, and it just took off from there.
Within a couple of weeks, I realized how astounding her talent was, and I began to write songs with Georgia.
He taught me almost everything that I know about performance and my voice and writing, especially. He made me such a better writer.
She's writing from a 15-year-old's perspective, because she is only 15. Dave Romweber and his partner Russell Bombeck gave us a couple of songs with no lyrics or any vocals to it. So I gave the tracks to Georgia, sans the vocals.
And I was like, okay, I really, really like that. So I listened to it a couple times, and I just sat down and I just thought of this, like, it's fun music, like, it's really upbeat, and, you know, I don't want to be one of those people that just writes depressing love songs, so I figured you might as well make a fun one.
Well, I heard what she did the very next day after she got this song, and I said, why should I do anything to what she did? It was magnificent, and we kept it just as it is.
This is a pleasure for us to do this. We all wanted to get behind Georgia and help support her, and hopefully you guys like the video.
It's definitely moving fast, but I'm not complaining about it at all.
Alright guys. guys, well, that's it for shoot number 1 here in California. Next stop is where?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Ohio, here we come. And we're counting on 50+ people to help us out on this one. Okay?
True. Thank you so much for everything.
You're great.
Thank you.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
We're back.
Yes, we are. Yeah. And with us, almost in person, thank God for Skype, is Georgia and Snake. So, Georgia, you're from, guys, so many people make jokes about the town. I can't really say town, it's a city, but it's Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
And please don't ask me to tell you any of the jokes, because I don't know them offhand, because I have a sister that lives in Sandusky, which is just a hop, skip, and jump from Cleveland.
See your boy.
Hey, oh yeah. So, now, is Seven Hills part of Cleveland?
Seven Hills is like a suburb of Cleveland.
Okay, is that a high school that you went to too?
No, I go to Normandy High School. It's in Parma. It's a city over.
Oh, okay.
Seven Hills doesn't have a high school.
Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about who Georgia actually is?
What do you mean? Well, I'm 16 years old, and I've been singing and on stage since I was about 3, doing musical theater and singing lessons and a whole bunch of different fun things. I met Snake about 1.5 years ago, and we started a band called Georgia and the Preachers, and I've been recording and writing, and life is fantastic.
Well, okay, you said you met Snake 1.5 years. How'd you guys meet?
I used to work with a producer who then said I needed guitar lessons, so he introduced me to Snake, and I originally went to Snake for guitar lessons, but then he really liked my sound and what I was doing, so we decided to start to work with me.
Guitar lessons, come on.
What?
I said the nerve of the guy telling you needed guitar lessons.
Oh no, I did.
Just with a voice like that, you don't even need to play guitar.
Now, your first, I want to say your first song that you put on video was called Alone With You.
Yeah, it's the first music video.
Now, that was the song that we just listened to. And that was the intro from Dan Catullo, introing you pertaining to that song as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we're going into progression here. We're doing fine. Now, your next song that's coming up is called Blue for You.
Right.
What's that all about?
Well, I went down to Nashville a couple times. My papa took me there. My papa's my grandpa, and he took Snake and I there, and he took the band there, and we get to go down there again. But he took us down there, and he took us to all these different honky-tonks, you know, like Tootsie's, Ripley's, all these different places, and you get to hear all these different sounds and all these different people, and they just sounded, some of them just sounded really old, bluesy, like Patsy Cline-ish kind of music, and I've always loved that kind of music.
That dates us,
And
doesn't it?
What?
That dates us, doesn't it?
So I've always just wanted to write something along that line, and Snake came up with this really cool bluesy chord progression, so I thought it was a perfect opportunity.
So, I mean, when I say kind of dates us, Ron and I are on the youthful side of 60s. And Patsy Cline, all those individuals back then, Conway Twitty, those were our faves, if you want to put it that way.
Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash. You know,
Yeah.
just
Those
name
people
a
are
few.
timeless. They will live on forever.
Yes, he will.
Now, like Ron says, he's been playing for 50 plus years, and he and I actually had a chance to perform together when I first got our group together for our first time, and we had a ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ball.
It's good. That's what it's about, having fun.
That's it. The whole thing's having fun. If you can't,
Exactly.
ain't no sense in being in it.
So, for you out there, here's Blue for You by Georgia.
I've been so lonely, thinking about you. Where did you run to? Is somebody with you? Now I'm so
Snake. I'm basically going to ask you the same question. Who is Snake Rock, and how much time have you put into music yourself?
I've been doing this as long as Ron there. I've been playing in rock and roll bands since I was 10 years old. And I joined an original band when I was 16. I moved from Cleveland down to Florida when I finished school. And I didn't stay with those guys too long. They were quite a bit older than I was, but I learned a lot. And then I started my own band, which was called Snake Rock. I moved back to Cleveland, and we performed around this area. And it wasn't all that popular at that time to be in an original band. There was a lot of cover bands playing top 40 hits. And so I was lucky just to be an opening act for, you know, a lot of cover bands. And then what happened was I entered a song in a contest that a magazine was doing, a Playboy magazine. And it won this contest, and then I started to get airplay here in Cleveland on the main station, which was called WMMS. And then all of a sudden I became extremely popular around here for being an original artist, and I took it about as far as I could here, and then I moved to Los Angeles in 1984, and I performed and toured out of there and recorded, and I had a big hit record out that way too. And then I moved to Las Vegas, and I started a teaching academy out there. So I was going about 25 years, but I decided I wanted to come back to Cleveland. And I came back, like I said, I was gone for like 25 years. And I've been here about 4 years, so about probably a little over a year and a half ago now. Georgia started coming to me for guitar lessons because I'm a professional instructor too. And within a very short time, within like maybe 2-3 weeks, I started talking to Georgia's dad, and I said, listen, this young lady is really special, and he kind of just took it like as a grain of salt, and I said, no, you don't understand, I really think she has the goods. And then Georgia and I started to write together a little bit. And I said, listen, just play me some of your stuff, because her voice was just so wonderful. It was just the best voice I'd ever heard as far as I'm concerned. And for me to take a sort of a back seat and be a band member, and I became Georgia's producer, and the two of us have been working together writing. So she played me some stuff that she did and sang for me, and I made some suggestions here and there. And before you knew it, we went into the studio, and then I decided I was going to form a live band for Georgia. And I got some of my buddies from around here. All the top-notch guys in this town want to play with Georgia, and many of them have already and recorded with us. So she has a real top-notch band, and we're very lucky to have the people and the support around here that have been so good to my Georgia.
Well, Ron's got a question first, then I've got a question.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the voice, I fell in love with it when I first heard it. But I got a question for you, Georgia. At 16, how does school affect this?
Well, it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, I'm affected. I'm graduating a year early, so I guess I was kind of prepared for this. There comes a time when you can't have too much on your plate, and school is so important that I wasn't just gonna stop.
Right.
So I did what I had to do, and I'm gonna graduate, and I'm gonna continue on taking classes, and yeah, everyone's been super supportive though, so it's been pretty, like, surprisingly easy.
It really has. It's just,
yeah.
This is the easiest thing that I've ever been involved in. It's just been so natural. And
of course you're going to have people that are going to hate or whatever, but yeah, that's just natural. That's everything in life.
Yeah, that's anywhere you go. Now, how about your mom and dad? How do they...
Well, my mom and dad, they love love the band. They love this whole thing. They love this lifestyle. They love everything. Even my papa. He's 85 years old and he's out honky tonking with us on Thursday night. So
He goes
I love it.
Yeah, Papa goes everywhere with us. We went to Los Angeles when we shot the video with Dan Catullo. Papa was there. We go to Nashville with him. We're going to Chicago again soon. I'm sure he'll be with us there. And he's just, like I say, we're a very close-knit group. And Georgia and her family have included me as a part of their family, and I couldn't be more honored.
That's awesome.
yeah, so they're super supportive.
Well,
That's great.
Well, before we start talking about your last song coming up called "Can't Say Goodbye," I believe that's the title of it.
Sorry?
Yeah, can't say goodbye.
Can't say goodbye.
Thank you, because for a minute I was looking at it saying, "Did I hear it?" I'm talking to myself. Now, the questions I want to ask before we get to that is, I think Snake told me that you have a couple more songs that you're working on, hopefully for the summertime.
Yeah, we're actually working on and adding to our new album, so we're making a new album.
Okay, and I understand that you'll be doing some touring.
Yeah, so we're going to start in May, and it's going to be shows and festivals around here we're super excited about, and then we're going to make our way to Nashville in June and play down there. I'm so excited.
And we've already been to Chicago. We're going back there.
Yep.
And I'm sure before too long we'll be back out at Los Angeles, hopefully soon.
When you coming to Connecticut?
Yeah, when you come to Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut.
Yeah, we're New England. We're on this side of the country. I mean, you're all middle.
Is that where you guys are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to start crying.
Well, Dan has an office in New York City, so that's right. It's not that far from you guys, right? A couple hours?
About 2 hours. Two
Yeah.
and a half hours from New York.
Yeah, well, we're going to,
Wow.
when we come up there, which I'm sure we will be, we'll stop over and see you guys, okay?
Sound
Hey,
good, yeah.
If you don't mind taking a
Definitely.
trip.
Are there clubs around there where we could possibly come in and play?
Yes, there
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Well, then let's make a date of that too, okay? We'll
We
add
have-
Connecticut to our
We have, well, we won't mention anything over the air at the moment since we're not sponsored by them anyway at the moment. But the last song coming up, Can't Say Goodbye. Is that something, what would you think? Somebody, like, I can't say goodbye because I don't want to leave kind of a song?
It's more of a, you can't say goodbye. You have this person that you loved and you keep trying to move on, but everyone that you love keeps reminding you of that person. You just keep thinking of that person.
This was a song that I had for a lot of years, and I showed it to Georgia, and I just said, maybe this might translate into something that you could do. And as usual, I gave it to Georgia, and she made it her own, and I'm very happy with that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But that's basically what I got of the song.
Well, here's Georgia. Can't Say Goodbye.
He's an imitation of a boy that I once knew. Here's a situation he will see, but it sure ain't you. Breaking one heart's bad enough. I hate breaking hearts for two, but I don't know why. Yeah. I can't say goodbye, bye. I can't say goodbye, bye. He does everything for me, but I keep on thinking of you. Guess I better keep on telling myself he can never, never, ever be you. Breaking one heart's bad enough. I hate breaking hearts for two, but I don't know why. Yeah, I can't say goodbye, bye. I can't say goodbye, bye. Breaking one heart's bad enough. I hate hearts for two, but I don't know why. Yeah, I can't say goodbye, bye. I can't say goodbye, bye. Can't say goodbye. Can't say goodbye, bye. Can't say goodbye, bye. Invitation number one and I once knew. Can't say goodbye. Here's a situation. You receive what it should bring you. Can't say goodbye.
Either Snake or Georgia. Dan Catullo, can you give either our listeners or whoever's watching our show who he is?
Dan Catullo is a producer, director. He's a fantastic guy. He was a buddy of Snake's, and Snake told him about me and asked if he could do a video for me. And he said, yeah, to fly her out to California. So we flew out to California, and he did this whole video for us.
With major film crew. There was a gentleman named Avi Cohen, who is a big-time video director. Dan has several films, full-length films, 2 documentaries. He's been up for an Academy Award 2 times already. And he films a lot of music videos. He worked with the rock groups Rush, Alter Bridge, Godsmack, on and on. Quite a few different big-time bands he's done the videos for. And I asked him, I said, listen, if I can get Georgia to Los Angeles, would you consider doing the video for us? And he said, well, what kind of budget do we have? And I said, well, we don't have much money. You know, we're not rich people, and nor is Georgia's family. And he said, well, get her out here, we'll see what we can do. And we got her onto this sound stage, and Avi Cohen was there, and a gentleman named Clark Langoon, and we had a makeup gal named Jenny Chua, and she's one of the top makeup people out there in Hollywood, Los Angeles. She did the makeup for Adam Levine on some videos, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus. And Dan hired her to be the makeup person for that day, and we had a wardrobe gal. Well, once the camera started to roll and Dan saw how incredible Georgia was to work with and how easily she took to the camera, he took me aside and he said, don't worry, I got this. And he paid for the entire shoot, which was no small thing. This would have costed an incredible amount of money. And then he said, well, we're going to come to Cleveland and we're going to shoot the on-location shots there in Cleveland. So a couple weeks after we did the interior shots of Georgia in the studio, he came to Cleveland and he set up a camera crew locally here, and we shot all the outdoor scenes and the party scene, and we had a bunch of extras and people that showed up that wanted to be a part of the video. This was a pretty major undertaking for us and for Georgia, and we were just thrilled with the results and just honored that Dan wanted to work with Georgia.
Mm-hmm. There's like a point in, I know my career is probably just getting started, but there's like different points almost already when I just sit back and like I take it all in and I think like I'm like really doing it. Like I'm really, really doing what I love. And it's so cool. Like that was definitely a moment. You know, there's people powdering my face, talking about my song's blaring, and all this stuff is happening, and everyone's just watching me, and I'm just like, this is all for me right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy to just sit back and think, like, this is all being done for me.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Well, pretty soon you're going to have that star thing, you know, in front of that Chinese restaurant, so.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be.
So, since we're at the end of your interview, if anybody wants to go see anything that you have, where may they go? I'll get my teeth working.
I have a website, www.georgiagirl.us.
Georgia Girl?
georgiagirl.us.
Let me write that down, folks. Because that one I didn't know.
Now that don't mean you're a Georgia girl.
No, not necessarily. She's Georgia, and she's a girl, as you can plainly see.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
.us. Okay, I got it now. Woo. So, well, I'm not going to speak for Ron because Ron will speak for himself. But I want to thank Snake for getting us to you as far as to showcase you as an individual. I definitely want to thank Sue Walton for getting me in touch with you.
Thank you, Sue, so much. We appreciate it. These are obviously a couple of great guys, and we're just honored to be a part of this.
Well, I'd like to thank you folks for being able to be with us tonight. I'll tell you, it's just your voice is awesome, and if I can see the future like I can a lot of times, you got a lot going for you, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, I hope your weather changes for the better. I know ours is changing for
The worst of the moment, so.
One other thing, though, when you get over this way, I want a free ticket.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can arrange that.
Yeah.
You know anybody?
Hey,
I want to sign autograph is what I want.
That's right.
In case they become worth anything down the road.
We'll get you a picture for your table there.
There you go.
Picture for my table. My man cave's gonna be loaded with artists.
That's an easy one. We'll get you one, okay?
Definitely, yeah.
So, well, from Ron and myself, hopefully we'll be able to interview you again sometime down the road after you have some more music
for us to showcase.
Maybe when the album is released.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you got a name for the new album?
I'm kicking around some ideas. I haven't even talked to Georgia about it. I'm not sure yet.
Well,
just title it Georgia Girl.
Well,
Georgia Girl? That's
well,
not a bad idea either.
Well, again, thank you from both of us for allowing us into your home as far as that part's concerned, Snake.
Thank you, fellas, so much.
Well, welcome back. Our next performer, who was supposed to be Mandy Shea, but due to an overextended interview, we weren't able to do so. So at this moment, we added a country artist by the name of Shane Shaw from Stanley, North Carolina. So at this point in time, I want you to sit back and enjoy. Well, welcome back. With us on this show, we have a young man from, I would say, Gaston County, North Carolina, by the name of Shane Shaw. Now, Shane, where is Gaston?
Gaston County is probably 20 to 25 minutes on the outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a small little community, couple thousand people. It's a small little town, quiet, peaceful, country little town that is just hardly no crime. Nobody bothers you. It's just lovely out here.
And I believe you told me you're about an hour or two from Fayetteville.
Yeah, well, I'd say closer to 2 hours from Fayetteville, in that vicinity of that area. Yeah, but
I'm familiar with Fayetteville as far as the location, since I've had to go through there a few times, and I even stopped and stayed overnight there for one. So now, is my understanding that you like to perform what you call traditional country music. Explain.
yes, sir. I like to do. I like to honestly just to tell you the truth. I really like to keep it real. Like your George Strait music, your Alan Jackson music, Vern Gosdin music. The music that you got to be able to tell the storyline and communicate it. You have to actually deliver, the power of the storyline of the song.
and better.
He could deliver a tremendous ballad that would tear your heart and your soul apart.
Well, country music, to me, is nothing but storytelling. More home description as far as performing songs. Would that be what we're talking about?
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, when, you know, my father and, you know, my uncles and all of us, you know, on Sunday we'd get up and pick the instruments up and play after church, you know, and they made it very, very clear, you know, that how powerful the song could be if you deliver it, you know, with emotion.
Well, your first song that we're going to talk about for a couple minutes is called "I Bought It." I guess you had released it last June, and it got charted number 8 on the Iceman's Cavern Top 40 New Country Artists Countdown. And Iceman Cavern is a website. Am I correct?
Yeah, it is a internet website that plays indie artist music, and honestly, that was my first release ever to any kind of radio station. I didn't even know about the internet radio stations, and then somebody turned me on to it, and so I cut the song, and within 2 weeks, I was already on the top 40. And we're talking about this man's getting delivered. When he talked to me on the phone, he's getting delivered thousands and thousands of songs every day. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was an honor to have a song to break the top 10, especially my first one I ever released, period, to even break the top 10. I thought that was an honor in itself.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the song "I Bought It." How did that come about?
Well, I was in Sunsound Recorder Studio, and I wasn't too familiar with, you know, how, you know, that the whole system worked with, you know, so you wouldn't be, you know, like copycatting songs and all that stuff, and, you know, or stealing songs. So Holly Ward explained to me, she's like, look, it's like a big cloud of songs up there that, you know, that never were released. And you can go to BMI, you can buy the rights to the song, and that's what we did, got the licensings and all that stuff for the song. I bought it, you know, and then I went in there and I recorded it, and it turned out so good that Craig Campbell actually sent me a personal letter when he heard it. Craig Campbell was the original artist that wrote it. He released it on his first album. I mean, but he never released it to the radio.
Yeah.
It was just on the album. Therefore, it made it open game to be re-recorded. So I had gotten permission from him to re-record it, and it just blew up. And he was tickled to death that and he said, he's like, your twang is just like none other. He was happy the way that it worked out for me. He said because the label that he was under wasn't even going to release the song.
Well, for you out there, what we're talking about right now, you're actually going to hear Shane Shaw performing "I Bought It." Enjoy it.
I didn't have the money for that half-carried ring. When you tried it on, you didn't have to say a thing. I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. In that split-level house with an in-ground pool, you dipped your toes in, said, wouldn't this be cool? And I bought it. hazel green eyes drive me crazy. I pull like a tent in a windstorm, baby. Hook, line, and sinker, you got me again. I can't help but cave in. Guess that 7-year itch didn't take that long. You just needed space, trust me, nothing was wrong. And I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. You swore up and down there were no other guys, but nobody else would believe that lie, so I bought it. Yep. You know those hazel green eyes drive me crazy. I pulled like a tent in a windstorm, baby. Hook, line, and sinker, you got me again. I can't help but cave in. Change of heart, and you were already packed. I was surrounded by bikinis on a beach in Cancun. I told you I missed you, I'd be coming home soon. And you bought it. Yeah, you bought it.
Shane, in the bio that I read, you said you wanted to follow basically in your father's footsteps. And though we did talk a little bit about your traditional, what is traditional music to you kind of thing, what did your father do?
Well, my father, by trade, he was a machinist. But he also, in his younger years, he played in a trio group. You know, it was a three-man trio, and he was lead vocalist, and he played rhythm guitar, and he spent a lot of time on the road. My mom's got the letters put up where he was in New York City, and this is one of the cool letters. Because see, my father was quite a bit older, quite a bit older than my mother, dudes. Because back in those days, it was almost like they wanted to marry their daughters off, is the way it made me feel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So my father was quite a bit older than my mother, and my mom has a letter put up where he was in New York City, and it's got the hotel heading on the paper, and I can't think of the name of the hotel, but it's got the heading, and he's like, we're up here and we're doing a show in New York City, and I just met a young man by the name of Elvis Presley, and he said he was going to take the world by storm, and kiss the babies for me, I love you, I'll be home soon, as his loved dad. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that letter, you know what? Because I mean, he was that close to, the king, and he wanted me, he wanted me to keep it real. He wanted me to keep it real country and not take it to where it's so mixed up to where you can't make out what instruments are playing. And like I like to hear the dobro. I like to hear the banjo. I like to hear the steel guitar. They're in the fiddle. Like the fiddle in Amarillo by Morning. If that fiddle lick wasn't there, that lick just gives you chills. And I think you agree with me. That is just traditional country to me.
Well, let's talk about your next song that we're going to be showcasing. It's called "It's Your Lie."
Right.
Can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's it's your lie. It's man, a few buddies just got together. Now, well, we had this saying, if one of us would be running late to the house, it'd be like, hey, Shane, will you cover my behind and say this, say that? I'd say, hey, buddy, man, it's your lie. Tell it how you want to. And then from there, that's how we got the concept. And I was thinking about, hey, well, it's your lie. Tell it how you want to. And then it ended up being, an upbeat, fast-paced song. And then we turned it into, we sort of kind of flipped the roles instead of the guys being the bad guys. we made
Wow.
female actually be the bad guy. Here it is past 1 a.m. that you've been out with your girlfriends and stuff. So we flipped the roles and we come up with that whole concept, and it turned out real well.
Well, for you out there, here's Shane Shaw performing It's Your Lie. Enjoy.
Here it is past 1 a.m. Said you've been out with your girlfriends. Little did you know you've been busted again. Jimmy's called me twice tonight. Said there weren't any girls in sight. Doesn't understand what you're doing with another man, hand in hand. It's your lie. Tell it how you want to. How can you stand right there, look me in the eye, and say it's not the truth? Go on and say what you gotta say. I don't believe a word from you. It's your lie. Tell it how you want to. We've been down this road before. Here you are at my front door, saying, baby, let's not fight, not tonight. Oh no, this isn't your first time. You've been caught at the scene of the crime. I can't wait to hear your next alibi. Yeah, right. It's your lie, telling how you want to. How can you stand right there, look me in the eye, and say it's not true? Go on and say what you gotta say. I don't believe a word from you. It's your lie. Tell it how you want to. Oh, playboy. To say to you is, girl, you can kiss my. It's your lie, telling how you want to. How can you stand right there, look me in the eye, and say it's not true? Go on and say what you gotta say. I don't believe a word from you. It's your lie, tell it how you want to. Tell your mother, tell your brother, baby, I don't care, I don't give a damn what you do. It's your lie, tell it how you want to. Oh mama, it's your lie, tell it how you want to.
Okay, well, we're back, and we are at the end of the interview with Shane Shaw, a gentleman from North Carolina, Gaston County to be exact. Shane, now,
yes, sir.
What websites, if our constituents wish to see what you have, including the two songs that they actually heard tonight, what websites can they go to?
They can go to ReverbNation.com
this time, we here at OmnTV wish to thank you for allowing us into your home. I think you said you were outdoors.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for being in your yard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting out here just chilling, you know.
So, and we do hope that in the near future, if and when you have some new material, that we can come knocking on your door again and talk about your music.
That's what I was going to tell you. I'm working on the ballad right now that as soon as I'm finished with it, you will be one of the first people to get it, and it's gorgeous.
Right now, I can't wait. And I wish my co-host was here because he's from North Carolina, and you two guys would have hit it off greatly.
Well, get him in contact with me, and let's see if we can make some magic.
Will do. So, once you have what's left of the night is a good night, then.
Yep.